New York, New York. Welcome to episode 7 of our NHL 25 New York Rangers franchise mode series. And in today's episode, we are going to be handling most of the offseason and simulating all the way up to the start of season 3 of our franchise mode here in New York. And a few things to go over before we start this. Obviously, we're here at the draft after getting eliminated in the third round of Year 2 playoffs by the Boston Bruins. Again, bit of an unfortunate end to the season, but we showed a lot of growth this season. We got about 55 wins. Guys like Lafreniere really stepped up and became that elite player on our first line. You saw in the playoffs, Josh Norris played incredible on that first line. We're hoping that he kind of translate that play into next season. So yeah, like 21 points, 19 games. So if he can play like that in next year's regular season, that'd be great. And so he can get higher than a 86, maybe get some X factors. Because we are paying him almost $8 million. We want him to perform like a first line forward for us. So, but apart from that, I already handled all of our off-season conversations with our players, getting some off-season goals for them. A few in particular, I'm raising Josh Norris's shot frequency, so hopefully he can at least be a 30-goal scorer next season. So there's that. A bunch of little ones like defensive upgrades for Schneider, for Kako. But for our prospects here, Othman, I upped his shooting frequency as well, so hopefully he can score a bit more. He did get 26 goals in his rookie season, so honestly pretty solid from him. Guys like Danil But, we have his skating's terrible, so I figured I'd raise that. Let's see here. Gabe Perreault, who is going to make the jump up to the NHL this season. Didn't change much with him. Just the what did I do with him? Defensive game. So yeah, no, he's got a 2.5 star defense. So his shot blocking and stick checking are hopefully going to get raised after this offseason. But yeah, there is one topic of discussion here. I was kind of looking at our forward core and how we're bringing it in for next season. So obviously we have our first line locked down with Panarin, Lafreniere, and Josh Norris. The second line of Zibanejad, Michelli, and Brandon Othman. Third line in last season was Filipino, Capo Caco, and Will Cooley. But I think going forward, obviously we have Danil But coming up to the NHL along with Gabe Perreault, and we need to prioritize their development as well. So I feel like Will Cooley, we can drop down to the fourth line and have no problem. But I don't want to play Gabe Perreault on the fourth line. It doesn't seem like that's gonna work for me. Like, he's a playmaker. His defense is really low. I probably want to play him with a guy like Filipino, who has a really good defensive stats, and keeping him with Danil But, I think is a good thing. They have hopefully some chemistry playing in Hartford for the last 2 years together. But that leaves Capo Caco kind of on the out because he's too good to be on the fourth line, and we want to play Gabe Perreault in his spot on the third line. So I'm thinking about maybe trading him either at the draft or the offseason, which is kind of sucks. I really didn't want to trade Capo Caco, but the other option would be trading a guy like Michelli, who I want to keep around for when, obviously Panarin's getting up there in age. I like Michelli on our second line for the future, and then eventually Gabe Perreault taking Panarin's spot on the first line. But yeah, like that's just my thought process here. I think that's how we're gonna. If I'm like, I'd rather get rid of Kako now than getting rid of Michelli or Panarin. So Yeah, I think this is unfortunately the last season for Capo Caco. Even though he had a really good year, 45 points in the last year's regular season, so it sucks. But yeah, it's just There's too many players. There's too many forwards here. One of them has to go, and unfortunately, that would be Capo Caco. But in terms of what I want to get back for roster players, there's not really much that I'm looking for. Like, we have a solid top four defenseman, like defense core. Obviously, our forwards are figured out. We don't need a goalie. But, as we are at the draft, I was looking forward to where our pick is at. Actually, we'll check here. So we do have the 30th overall pick and the second pick in the second round. So we got a lot to work with here. We have a lot of picks. Yeah, like this is part of the plan of getting younger is acquiring these picks and being able to build throughout the draft as our players age out, being able to replace them with draft picks. But I was doing some scouting here at this draft, and obviously I don't think we have the value to move up and get like a top 5 or a top 10 pick, but looking after that, I see a guy like Ilya Habibulin. He's NHL ready. He's whenever you see the gold zone ability or the superstar ability, that means he has X factors coming out of the draft. So it's a really enticing pick. Honestly, he is probably going to be medium top 4, but he's got X factors that's really promising. Yeah, I mean, shutdown ability. Rob Blake, similar style, which that's pretty good. It doesn't say what his play style is, but I'm willing to trade up for a guy like Habibulin at the 18th overall pick. So maybe packaging Capo Caco with a pick that we have, I think that's a good place to start. So with that, let's enter the NHL draft. And Ottawa's looking to trade the second overall pick. Alright, let's look here. So Florida does want to trade their pick at 18, which is where Habibulin is projected to be picked. Now, do I want to risk it and go for the 18th pick? I don't know. I usually don't. I usually like to play it safe and maybe go for like a few picks before where the guy I want to pick is projected. But let's see if we can work this out here. Do they want Caco? They don't. But I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't want him. I feel like they're. Yeah, like they could definitely use a guy like Caco in their bottom 6. And he's not making too much. Like I feel like it does make sense. They're still trying to win. Yeah, they're still buyers. What if we were to give like something like that? And in return, we'll take literally anything, any player. Sure. Like, I don't know. Do we do that? Because we don't lose our first round pick. We don't lose our second round pick. I really like that. We trade Capo Caco in the division. Not division. In the conference. But I mean, I'm okay with it. The only risk here is that Habibulin goes before 18, which would suck, but I'm willing to do that, and they accept. Alrighty, so unfortunately Capo Caco is no longer on the team, but sacrifices need to be made. Now we have 2 first-round picks and an early second. We have a lot here to kind of bolster up the prospect core. So let's simulate to that pick. Actually, let's simulate the first few picks. So, gosh, I mean, Montreal gets Gavin McKenna. I mean, that team is crazy. Kind of curious to see that, actually. Yeah. Okay, so McKenna, Suzuki, Caulfield, Demidov, Slavkovsky, Hudson. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Okay, so let's sim up to my pick here. Oh man. No. You see, this is why I usually fuck. Oh, he's so good. He's so good. Ilya Habibulin. This is why I usually... See, that's why I usually trade up a little bit to get the pick there, or to make sure I get the guy I want. Oh, that's a kick in the fucking dick. Ah, man. That sucks. That really sucks. I don't even want to use this draft pick now. Oh. Okay, well. Like, that's the Jacob Chikrin replacement in the future. He's already ready for the NHL, but it's just... Pair him up with Adam Fox, like, defensive defenseman on the first pair with fucking Adam Fox, and it just didn't go. Fuck the Calgary Flames for that, but whatever. I guess we have this pick. Colin Fitzgerald, let's see. Lou Bork. I mean, he's a defensive defenseman. We know he is medium top 4, which he's NHL ready as well. But the part that I liked was that Habibulin was a what's it called? A lefty. I liked that. Is there any way we can trade for Habibulin? Like, is that at all realistic? Because, man, I really want that guy. I really want Habibulin. I'm willing to overpay for him as well. Absolutely willing. But that doesn't make sense. They have Zane Parekh. Oh, man. Like, I'll give you my first... My three picks. Like, that feels like I'm cheating the system at that point. Like, look what I'm getting. Dude, I hate Calgary so much. No, unfortunately, we're gonna let it play out the way EA intended. It's okay. But in terms of using those picks now, I don't really want anybody there. Is there any sort of player we can trade for with those picks? Like, I'm looking for a left defensive prospect. Like, is there any teams that are trading that? John. Chris Kreider's on the block. Kind of funny. Oh man, that sucks. I'm still torn up over that. Well, let's go through the players on the block for each team. See what's up there. That's a right D. Not really interested in that. Yeah, nothing really so far. I mean, Brodin, but he's good right now. Really don't want Brady Shea. Terrible contract. Yeah, just nothing. Lawson Crouse, Chris Kreider. Yeah. Alright, well, nothing available in terms of lefty prospects, really anything like that. I guess we're gonna make picks here, I guess. So, Colin Fitzgerald, two-way forward, it seems. He's got good shooting. He kind of looks like a power forward to me with that physical stat, but then again, that's not fully scouted. We'll take him. Okay. You know what? High top 6 sniper. I am okay with that. As much as I would have loved to get Happy Bulin, high top 6 sniper who's a center, I'm not mad at that at all. Like, that is the future Zibanejad replacement. You know what? That works out really well. Let's see our forward core. Like, let me work this through in my head. I mean, yeah, like, we're not gonna have Zibanejad forever. And he's he's more of a shooter. Yeah, no, I like that. Okay, what is his name? Colin Fitzgerald. Not a bad pick. Actually, a very good pick, if you ask me. Okay, from here, I mean, there's not really much that sticks out. William Yared. Yeah, I mean, this guy, he's projected to go 20. Scout rank 22. He's got really good stats. 2-year ETA. It's another center, but we need centers. Oliver's God. Marinix? Something like that. We'll learn how to say it later. Top 6, two-way forward center. Okay, so this is a lot like Gastrin that we picked last year, but hey, works with me. Alright, so we got a few decent shouts here. There's Liam Ruck, 1-year ETA, could be medium elite. I mean, I doubt he's going to be medium elite. There's not really much after that. Okay. You know what? I think we're going to go with that anyways. There's not any defenseman, really. I mean, I'm not interested in that guy. Yeah, we'll go. Where is he? Ruck. Liam Ruck. So, hey, low 70s playmaker, right wing. These guys, you know, we get 3 pretty decent prospects here, and all of a sudden, you look at our prospect core, and we got a lot to work with here. Nothing like, no crazy potential guys, but a lot of pretty good prospects here, so It's exciting. We can do a lot with that. We can move them. We can keep them and develop them. We can trade them. Like, our options are completely wide open. So we got a goalie here. I guess we'll take him with the next pick, but let's see. Nothing really. We'll shoot for this guy. Caden didn't work out. Medium top 6. I guess we're not going to get that goalie. Is there any, like, actual potential players? Not really, no. Okay, at this point, then I'm just going to simulate the rest of the draft. Let my assistant GM pick the rest of our guys. But hey, overall, pretty successful draft. I really like that center sniper we got. That's high top 6. Really happy with that. But unfortunately, we missed out on that defenseman. But what are you gonna do? All right, so now we're gonna head into free agency. So let's advance today. Kind of see what we're dealing with here. Alrighty, let's take a look at the players we need to get re-signed. And of course, we know Michelli and Braden Schneider need deals. I said earlier last season that we were gonna make these guys RFAs, but we'll see what they're asking for first. So 4.3 for 4 years for Schneider, or 5.3. 6.275. Okay. So, I mean, first thing we're going to qualify them both really quick. And we'll focus on the rest of our guys first, and then we'll, like Jake Evans for 1.8. I feel like we can find a better guy suited for that role for cheaper in free agency. So Brodzinski will bring back. Berard will bring back. If these guys are looking for cheap deals, I'll do it. I need all the depth I can get. 1.4 for Mancini, you know, that's a lot. I'll qualify him for now. And 1.2. I mean, I have, honestly, for Zach Jones, like, I already have Robertson, who's also like a good bottom pair guy, so it's not really essential that I bring him back. But yeah, I'm more concerned about our big guys that we need to re-sign. So, and honestly, now that I think about it, for our bottom pair, we could have Robertson and EJ Emery, who should be able to come up to the NHL now. 77, so he'll probably jump up to like the low 70s. So we don't even need Mancini at that point. Okay, so I mean, that's good news. Thankfully, we have defensive depth already in our system. But we'll get all these guys signed. Just two very team-friendly deals. Obviously, all these guys are going to be league minimum players, so nothing really to worry about here. It's more just our actual roster players. This guy, he's not very good, so we'll just release him. We don't have any goalies, unsigned players. We'll get Gastrin and Fitzgerald will sign as well. Actually, all of these guys. Anybody over 70, I'll give entry levels to. Alrighty, so we got some entry levels handed out. For goalies, we don't need to sign. I mean, we could sign one more in free agency for our AHL team, but apart from that, let's get down to the big contracts here. So, Michelli, honestly, I would like to go more years than 3 for sure. Like, honestly, I was hoping to do like a 6x6, but I don't think there's a way he'll do that. So I will do 3 years. Preferably, I mean, would you do 6 for 3 years just with no clauses? I'm good with that. Or how about, no, we'll do 3 by 6. Yeah, see what he says to that. And then for Schneider, I don't hate that. He really just wants a 4-year deal. I don't hate that, but I'd like to go cheaper. I mean, I'll give him a no movement clause just because it's only for 1 year. We'll give him like 4.5. See what he says to that. And then these guys we'll kind of just leave. Hopefully they'll sign their qualifying deals. But apart from that, that is about it. Let's check out if we have any coaches or scouts to sign. So we got 4 scouts here. We'll just re-sign them all. We'll check free agency for any higher rater scouts that we can swap out. But for now, we'll re-sign all of these guys. And for coaches, we don't have any to resign. We are missing a NHL assistant coach. Huh. Okay, so we'll tackle that in the off season. But yeah, we'll advance a day, see what happens to Michelli. So Schneider rejects it. That's not very good. Michelli, okay. So we try lowballing Schneider, doesn't really work for us there. But he still wants to sign. Okay, that's good. We give him 4.75. Some of our scouts back, and Schneider accepts. Alright, so that's great. We got back our decors is good now, so we'll kind of hopefully these guys will sign their qualifying deals. But apart from that, that's about it. I just want to look at what our forward core is going to be looking like. So obviously we lose Jake Evans. So the first line stays the same with Norris, Panarin, and Lafreniere. Second line, Zibanejad, Michelli, and Othman. So the third line would then be Hedel, Daniil Butt, and Gabe Perreault. And then the fourth line would be Cooley. Could Brodzinski play that center? I mean, he does have it as a secondary position. 83 faceoffs. Okay, so then Brodzinski, Cooley, and I guess Berard. Or no, Drew O'Connor. Okay, perfect. So we don't need to sign anybody for there. I mean, we're gonna have a couple. We're gonna have a bit of money to look at maybe a fourth line center. Yeah. So okay, we'll definitely be fine. Alrighty. So heading into free agency. Let's see what's Kirill Kaprizov only wants 12.925. One team is interested. You know, is there a world where we get Kirill Kaprizov? How would we do that? How could we make that work? So I feel like obviously that's getting rid of Panarin. This could be fun. He's on a modified. I mean, we could get a lot for Panarin today. Like, holy. I just want to say, I want to think this through. He's got 16. This is crazy. What's the other team that's interested in Kaprizov? So that'd be Chicago. Oh, that's kind of realistic. I've heard that. I've heard that that as a rumor in real life. Obviously, Chicago has plenty of money. Oh man, they locked up Bedard for something cheap. Okay, I don't know how realistic this is at all. We could just kind of, yeah, we'll ride out Panarin, I think. Obviously, the fun move would be to trade Panarin, free up that cap space, and then go for a guy like Kaprizov. But we have a plan here. We'll stick to it. Yeah, no. It's a fun shout, but no, we won't. We won't do that. But in terms of free agents, let's look at some centers. Because we do have some money here. So Nick Dowd, hey? Don't hate that at all. But I mean, there's really not much. We'll offer Nick Dowd something, just for 1 year. He is 36, so he's not gonna accept that. What am I talking about? Okay, well, so our defense is good. Goaltending, we do need one more AHL goalie, but that is it. Get Caden Primo. Okay. So forward, we're good. Defense, hopefully our guys resign. Let's take a look at our extensions. So Panarin obviously needs to be extended. What does Hedel want? 1 year, 5.775. Not great. Okay, what if we... This is confusing. I don't know what to do. I feel like obviously it would benefit us more in the future to trade away Panarin, get Kaprizov. But I don't know. Is there any buyers out there that seriously want Panarin that are also on his trade list? So a team like Colorado. Did they have the money for this? Probably not. What would this look like? I mean, obviously Colorado with Panarin would be insane. But it's just how do you do this? Okay, maybe not. Colorado might not be the best team to do this with. They don't have a lot of money. Like, obviously, we need to trade his entire cap space without retaining anything to make this work for us. The Panthers. So that's in our division. Or it's in our conference. I don't really want to do that. Are the Stars and Kings contenders? So obviously the Stars are, but they don't have a ton of money either. And the Kings are, and they have a little bit more money. This could all backfire if Kaprizov doesn't sign with us. Yeah, I don't see it, unfortunately. Alright, well, we will continue. I already handled all of the off-season focuses that we need. I guess except for Gabe Perreault. There's actually a few guys that we missed. No, I handled this, didn't I? What about like I guess I didn't. Okay. Well. Okay. Well, I'm gonna take a quick break here, give all the off-season goals out, and then return. So, be Aurora. Alright, so with all of the off-season goals handed out, I think we're able to just simulate a little bit. We do have to make sure we get those qualified RFAs signed, and we also need that assistant coach in the NHL, so we'll do that. I'm not really picky here. Who's this guy? Rylan Corzani. This guy's got A+ power play and penalty kill, so we'll go for him. So hopefully that guy resigns. Or not resigns, but I don't think we got Dowd, and I don't think we need Dowd. Like, we have 3.2. You know, we have some money here. Let's go for there's Sean Lawton, 81 faceoffs. Jason Dickinson, 83. He's got really good defensive stats. I'll go for Jason Dickinson here for our fourth line center. Hopefully he'll sign. There we go. Alrighty, so let's just start simulating a bit. So we got that assistant coach. We're waiting on those two RFA defensemen to come back. And there we go. We got Zach Jones. And Mancini got an offer, hey? I don't think I'm going to take that. I mean, we're not going to receive any compensation, but I'm okay. I'm okay with that. We don't need Mancini. We have EJ Emery, who jumped up to a 79, so he's going to be our third pair right defenseman alongside Zach Jones or Matthew Robertson, whoever's a better overall. So, not losing out much there. So we're here at the next season. Our captains are the same: Panarin, Zibanejad, and Fox. So, seems good to me. And we'll check out the lines before we get anything going. Alrighty, so of course we want Norris on the first line with Panarin and Lafreniere. Michelli, Zibanejad. We'll move Michelli here. Take Perreault, switch with Othman. Okay. So Brodzinski's going to get switched out here for Daniel But, who's an 84. Hey, look at that. Holy. So, I mean, developing amazingly so far. So that's our third line. Cooley, that works for me. Okay, so yeah, we got some great development out of Perreault and Daniel But. So they're bona fide NHLers now. They can fit on our third line. And hopefully this line will be very productive. Of course, Filipino had a great year last year. So hopefully he can help these guys in their rookie years. Our defense, about the same. EJ Emery's up to an 82. So that's really good. Yeah, no, I mean, tons of development between all of these guys. And Sogard and Shesterkin in net. And Berard and Brodzinski as our depth players. So we're going to swap around the power plays as well. So we know Norris is the face-off man. Panarin's on the half wall, and Lafreniere is the bumper. And then for power play 2, Filipino's taking the draws. Michelli. We want Othman over here on his one-timer. Perreault is getting power play 2 time. That works for me. Yeah. Okay. power play 1 for the 4-man. Switch Norris with Zibanejad. Switch to Zibanejad with Panarin. And then on the second unit, yeah, so that works for me. Alrighty. And penalty kill, I'm sure is fine. Let's take a look at it. Zibanejad, Dickinson. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that. One thing I will say is I do want Hedl taking majority of the draws, so we'll swap if it will let me. I don't know if it's gonna let me. I want Hedl. There we go. Alrighty. So we got Philip Hedl taking on the first line penalty kill for both. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, our lines are looking great. Our chemistry's looking great. Hopefully we can get some... We'll try to get some more chemistry on this third line here. But for now, it's good. I mean, really, our top 6 is proven. They all had really good seasons last year, so there's not really much to worry about. I mean, that's about it. I think we'll end it here. In next episode, we'll take on the entirety of year 3 and get all the way up to the playoffs. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you in the next